all of you. So you guys are watching the asynchronous lectures or not on Blackboard? Just keep on watching that also, okay? Most of the important things I already cover in the class, but still, I think 4 or 5 lectures are uploaded till now. So just as per your convenience, keep on watching them. Okay. So last time we were seeing the class diagrams, right? So we have seen that this is the representation of a class. Here in the first row, you will write the class name. Then you can write the properties or the attributes of your class, and here you can write the methods or the functions of your class. Okay. So suppose this is a student class, and there you have one more class known as course class. So again, you can write the properties or the fields, whatever you can call it, and then methods or the functions of the course class also. Then we have seen relationships. Okay, this was association relationship. Okay, association is nothing but a direct link like we had in the use case diagram. But in this case, you can also provide the direction. For example, if I associate class and course with say takes, this is known as relationship name. This, whatever I am writing on the relationship line, this is a relationship line. And what relationship this is? This is the association relationship. So whatever you will write on that line, that is known as a relationship name. That what is the name of the relationship between this class and this class. So the name of the relationship is takes. Also here you can provide the direction, that you have to read it from here to here, that student takes course, right? So this was your association relationship. You can also provide a directed association. If you don't want to provide this direction here, you can give the association as directed association. Then it automatically means that this association is from this way to this way only. That student takes course. Then we have seen the inheritance like this, right? For example, suppose course can be say humanities class and say engineering class. Okay, so this means that this course class is the parent class for this humanities class and this engineering class. Okay, so this is the inheritance or generalization. Then we have seen aggregation like this. Okay, suppose there is an aggregation relationship between course and this humanities and engineering class. So it means, what it means, Batao, tell me what is meant by aggregation. What is meant by aggregation? Even if parent class is destroyed, child class will remain. Yes, Tanu, right. Okay, it means aggregation that even if this parent class course is destroyed, then also this human class and humanities class and engineering class will exist. Okay, this is what is aggregation we have discussed in the last class. Then there is composition, that will be black in color with a line like this. So if it's a composition relationship between class, one class and other classes, this means that if this course class is destroyed, then this humanities class will also be destroyed and this engineering class will also be destroyed. The child classes cannot exist without the parent class. This is what is meant by composition. So these four are the major important relationships. One more is there like dependency, so that we will see in the lab. Okay, so any doubts till now? Anyone in the classes? You have any doubts? Hmm? Any doubts? Okay. Let's see this diagram. Okay. This will clear much of your doubts. And before that, let me remind you regarding the multiplicity. Okay. So suppose this was a student's class. This was a course class. And suppose I am just showing the association relationship between student and class. Like student takes, this is course. Okay. Student takes course. Now if I write here like 1 dot dot star, and here I write 1. So what does this mean? What does this mean? Don't write it like this one to many. Just read it in English. Okay, one to many you will be confused. Just read it in English. Student has one course, yes, and for this side, one course have many students. Okay. Now, is this diagram you think is means you can draw this? You are just drawing it so you can draw it. But do you think this is correct in every sense? कुछ दिक्कत है इस diagram में? Do you feel that? You are writing the multiplicity here, which will be read like course can be taken by one or more than one students. And here you are showing the symbol. Will there be any issue, do you think? Everything is fine, or will there be any contradiction between them? Let's see. Let's see some more examples. Let's see this example. Okay. This is your school class. This is your department class. Okay. First, read between school and department. What does this showing? That the relationship name between student and department, school and department is has, means school has department. पहली चीज तो ये. Now read the multiplicities. Here it is written as 1 dot dot star. 1 dot dot star means one or more than one. So school has one or more than one department. Clear? Clear है ना? Now if you want to read it reverse, how you will read it? Department has only one school, or exactly one school. So can you read it like this or not? That is my question. Can you read it like this or not? Because you have shown that the relationship is in the right direction. Now, can you read it in the reverse direction or not? This is my question. See, पढ़ने को तो ऐसे पढ़ सकते हो, कोई दिक्कत नहीं है. But it doesn't make sense, right? Because you have shown that the relationship or the link or the association that is between the school class and the department class is from left to right only. Means जो भी data flow होगा, that will be from left to right only. So it doesn't make sense that you are reading it from here to here. Okay, अगर सिर्फ यहाँ पे, if there would have been no this direction, ये यहाँ पे नहीं होता. If this could have been has only, that the relationship name is has, then you would have read it like school has one or more than one department, and then you would have read it reversed, that department has exactly one school, like this. Okay. Now read between this. Read it. So कैसे पढ़ोगे? One or more department is assigned to one or more instructor. Okay. Instructor has one to many department. Okay. One department has one or more than one. Yeah, fine. Right. So if suppose you are reading it this way, then instructor is assigned to one or more than one department. Okay. But if you look at this diagram carefully, they have given one more statement. See this fourth point here. Department has instructors and instructors can work for one or more department. Department has instructors and instructors can work for one or more department. Right? This means that they have considered this way also. Okay. So that is what I'm saying earlier, that if there is an arrow like this, then कहने को तो you can read it from here to here also, but it doesn't make sense like this statement. Okay, because automatically, okay, just tell me one thing, read the statement, 4 point again. Department has instructors and instructs, ये तो ठीक है, this thing you have read, instructors can work for one or more departments. Instructors are assigned to one or more than one department. What does this first statement is saying? Department has instructors. Is are they reading it from here to here? Does this mean, what is the meaning? If I'm saying department has instructors, is the diagram reading from here to here? अगर यहाँ से यहाँ पढ़ रहे होते, if we were reading from department to instructors, we would have read it like department has one or more than one instructor. But here we are just saying that department has instructors. Okay, we are not reading it from left to right for multiplicity. Why we are not reading it from left to right? Because of this arrow. Okay, because this arrow is signifying that you have to read what? The multiplicity from here to here only. Okay, means you will read it like instructor are assigned to one or more department. And if you want to link this department and instructor, you will just say department has instructors. That is fine. Okay, you need not say that department has one or more than one instructor, because we don't have to read it from here to here. Clear? Read this part. Read this part. Yeah, instructor teaches up to 3 subjects. And between, see, when I'm saying read this part, it means obviously you have to read this direction, and also you have to state the relationship between student and instructor without reading in this direction. This direction you have to read because of this association rule. That's compulsory. But you have to also show the relationship between this and this class in this direction without reading it. Just like you did here, that department has instructors. So again, in the same way, you have to read the subject class and instructor class also. उसका क्या आंसर होगा? This thing is fine that instructor can teach up to 3 subjects. subject has instructors, right? Yes. Okay. So that is what I was just wanted to just with this diagram, it will be very clear to you all regarding all the associations and multiplicities things. Don't just keep one thing in mind. If it is not necessary in the question, don't make this arrow. Okay. If it's given explicitly in the question that school has departments, but it's not given like that a department is linked to school directly or some kind of that, it will come from reading. So you don't have to explicitly make this arrow. Okay, this arrow should be there if it's making your work easier, not too complicate. Fine. Now read this read this part between department and subject. A department offers one or more than one subject. Yes. Subject has department, department offers one or more than one subject. Yes. Okay. Just keep one thing in mind also, that this is the logical explanation, that if there is an arrow from here to here, you don't have to read it from this direction. But suppose in the question, if it's given something like this, that a department can offer multiple subjects and the subjects will be offered by only one department. This will be the statement for which this diagram has been created, that a department can offer multiple subjects, but a subject can be offered by only one department. Okay, then it's compulsory that you mention one here, because a subject can be offered by only one department, and it's compulsory you mention one dot dot star here, because a department can offer one or more than one subject. But it's not compulsory that you draw this arrow here. Okay, but if a statement is something like this, that a department can offer one or more than one subjects, then obviously you have to write this multiplicity here. And the second statement is saying that a subject can be offered by exactly one department, then you have to write one also here. Fine. So this is how you have to read this thing between student and subject. This is star. Okay, this is star, and this is 1 dot dot 5. This is 1 dot dot 5. One student can attend 1 to 5 subjects, or you will say one student can attend up to maximum 5 subjects, right? Yeah. So this was all about students uh, and class relationships. Okay, it means all the relationships we have seen, that school has one or more department has instructors and all those kind. So any doubts you have in relationships, because today we will see the object diagrams, and these relationships remain common there also. Relationships, multiplicity, whatever we have read till now, association, inheritance, aggregation, composition, all these things are common for object diagrams also. So any doubts you have in relationship, because this is important. Okay, ask me. Similarly, you can read it like this. Okay, student can, yeah, read this. Read this. This is a good one. What does this mean? Read in English between student and school. This is star. This is 1 dot dot star. Students can be a member of one or more than one schools, right? or if you don't want to read this arrow, then you will also read it like school has more than one students. Okay. So any doubts, anyone in the relationships part? Okay, clear? Okay. So now we will move towards the object diagram. So we have seen in the last class, we have seen that zoo example, right? That you have a zoo class, animal class. You had a animal class. इससे कुछ there were some properties, animal name, animal ID, animal age. Then there were some functions like sleeping, eating. Okay, so this was your animal class. Now, what is the object? You know, object is an instance of one class. Okay, it is the screenshot of a class at a particular time. You will say. So why actually in software engineering or software developments, you are going to make class diagrams only. Okay, generally we never make object diagrams until and unless there are some relationships which are not shown together. What I meant is, for suppose you have a class bill, you have a class invoice, you have an invoice class, and suppose you have another class known as, say, payment. You have another class known as payment. So what is a class? Class is a static structure. This is the static word which we have been using from the very beginning, that a class diagram is nothing but the static architecture of a system. Okay, that also means the fixed architecture of your system. So suppose there is an invoice class and there is a payment class, and by default I show some kind of aggregation between them. So it makes sense. Okay, that composition. Suppose I made a composition relationship between them. So what does this mean? That if payment class doesn't exist, the invoice class will also not exist. If I made a aggregation, this will mean that if parent class doesn't exist, then also invoice class can exist. Okay, or I can make a simple association between them, that there is an association between invoice and payment. But if you think logically, does any of these three relationships are meaningful in this case? Can you predefine a relationship between invoice and payment? जब तक payment हुआ ही नहीं है in the system, until the payment is not executed in the system, is there any relationship between payment and invoice? Think in this way. Okay, जब तक ये क्लास एग्जीक्यूट ही नहीं हुई है, till the time the payment has not been made, it doesn't make any logical sense to create any kind of relationship between invoice and payment, right? So this is a complex relationship which a class diagram cannot show. This was just an example I'm giving. Okay, so this was a complex relationship. Why? Because the class diagram cannot show the relationship between invoice and payment. So here comes the utility for object diagram. Okay, object diagram will be executed only for a particular instance, because we know object is a particular instance of the class, means a particular time, a particular screenshot it will be of your system. So when the payment will be executed, we will make a payment object for this payment class, and we will make the object for this invoice class. This object of the payment class is the object which is created only after the payment class has been executed, or only after the payment has been made. Then we have created its object, and then we can show the relationship between payment and invoice. Means the relationship which was not shown earlier by the class diagram can now be shown by the object diagram. This is the only utility of the object diagram. Why I'm giving you this example, that this is the only utility of object diagram. Okay, only when the classes become live in software. Suppose you're creating a software. Okay, so you will define in the design phase, you will define that these are my classes, these are associated and interacting with each other like this. So you will show that these are my classes. This, you will show your whole architecture of your software beforehand. But if there are some relationships which you cannot show, so that will be executed only when the classes will become live in the software. When I say classes become live, what does this mean? That now the classes have started interacting with each other. I'm saying class diagram, I mean structural diagrams, static diagrams. When the classes become live, we move from structural diagrams to where? What is the name? When the system starts interacting or system become live, what is called? Behavioral diagram, right? Behavioral diagram. So when I say that classes become live in software, it means now the classes are interacting with each other. Okay. What it means, suppose there is a student class and there is a course class. So while making the class diagram, you have just shown that student takes course. You have just shown it diagrammatically like this. But this is not live right now. This is just static. When the system becomes live, when we move from class diagram to communication diagram or interaction diagrams, then actually students will start taking courses. Then you will not write it like students takes courses. When the system becomes live, you will write like Ram takes computer science, right? Ravi takes humanities. System is live now. You have to give real life examples to check your system. This is what I mean by system becoming live. Okay, this on paper you have drawn this class diagram that a student takes courses, बहुत बढ़िया. But when will actually a student will take course? When the system will go live. Okay, when you actually start interacting with the system. Means we move from structural diagram to behavioral diagrams. And then you have to give real life values to these classes. You cannot just simply write student class is interacting with course class. You have to give real life explicit examples that this is the student. But when I'm writing Ram here, what does this mean? This is the object of this class student. A particular instance key we are talking about. And here computer science is a one instance of this course class. So now objects are interacting with each other. Getting it? We will see. I will give you one example also where if objects are started interacting with each other, we say now we are in the communication diagram. Okay, because the system is communicating something. तो इतनी पूरी कहानी का घूम फिर के मतलब ये था that generally in a software diagram or software analysis, you are going to make only class diagrams. Only in some special cases. Suppose there is a relationship which cannot be shown in the class diagram, you will use object diagrams to give some real life examples. Now suppose you have created this structure, this student class and this course class, and you have shown in the class diagram that student takes class. But will this relationship will work in real life or not? Will this be executed in real life or not? Or will there be some errors or complexities? Suppose you want to check that whether the system is stable or not. Then how can you check that? Suppose you have written a code and you want to check whether this code will be executed or not. What you do? You compile that code and you provide input to that code to get output. Isn't it? So the same thing you are going to do here also. If suppose I have drawn this class diagram and I have shown a static relationship like student takes course. So is this right or not? Is this stable or not? If you want to check your system, you will execute your system and give some real life examples or values to your system. And if by giving these real life values to your system, the answer comes right, you will say that, okay, system is stable. So can I say that object diagram can be useful for some small test cases to check the stability of a system? Can I say that? Yes or no? Any issues you have with that? कह सकता हूँ कि नहीं कह सकता? Yes or no, everyone? See, 20% marks in your internals I will give for your class engagement. Only 80% will be assignment and tests. So if you're not responding in the class, it's going to be your loss at the end. Okay, let me tell you in the very beginning. Be responsible, don't log in and sleep. 20% internal. Okay, so whatever I have said till now is written here. Okay, that mainly your class diagram will be able to describe the structure of your system, but only if you want to check whether the created structures are stable or not, you will use object diagrams to test cases. You will use object diagrams as small test cases. Okay, or any specific relationships you want to show that cannot be shown by the class diagrams, like invoice and bill example, that same thing will be shown by the object diagrams. Okay, now let's see the examples. Both theory ho gayi. Suppose this is my class diagram. What does this suggesting? That there is a customer, there is a order class. They both are interacting with each other with the help of association relationship, because this is a single line. And then the order is the parent class for normal order and special order. This is one, this is star. This means that customer has more than one order, and this also means that order has only one customer. ये सिस्टम पढ़ने में आसानी है सबको. Is this clear? Because you have to draw very complex system, and that will be written in English only. You have to transfer that English statements into classes diagrams. So it's important you understand and start reading it. इसमें पढ़ने में आसानी है. It's clear? Now suppose I want to convert this class diagram into an object diagram. So how we will do that? सबसे पहले तो structure. Let's talk about the structure of the object diagram. The structure of the object diagram is same as the class diagram. First block will be the object name. Second block will be your same object attributes. Third block will be object functions. The thing here comes, for example, this was a customer class, and I want to create an object for customer class. So I will write object name, for example, C, this symbol, and then for which class this object has been created. For customer class, this object has been created, and underline it. Now this shows that C is the object for the customer class. Got it? One major difference between an object diagram and a class diagram you will find, for example, see this class order. This was the order class. What were the attributes here? Date and string. These are the attributes, means the properties of your order class. Now if you are creating an object for this class order, you cannot simply write date and number as it is. Why? Why you cannot write simply date and number? You have to give values also. What I mean, you cannot simply just write number here and leave it. You have to give the value for number. If I am suppose writing here date inside the order, I have to give it some value. Why? Tell me, wrong, right? Let's forget that. Tell me what you think. You know the answer already. Why in the order? For example, suppose I'm creating this O2 object for again the order class. Then again I have to provide the value for the members. To initialize it, yes. See, what is the object? What is the definition of object? Madhura, ठीक है, you are saying right. But very simply, what is the definition of object? They are the instances of the class, right? When I say object, it means instances of the classes. For example, this is a class. This hard kind of a thing is a class. This is a whole class, general thing. Now I want a particular object of this class, then I will take a screenshot at a particular time. And what value this is representing, that will be the object. So object is a particular instance, exact value of a class. Got it? If I'm not giving it any value, then it's nothing but class again. If it's an object, it has to be some value. Class ऐसे ही बनाते हो ना classes. or suppose you have created class student, यहाँ पे उसको there is name, there is id kind of things. Then in the main function, suppose you are creating the object of the class, so you will write class name, you will create an object s1, and then s1 dot name equals to, suppose you have given Ravi. So what does this mean? You have created an object s1 of the class student, and the value that it is holding is Ravi. Similarly, you can create another object s2 and then initialize it. These words are important. You are initializing it with another value, say Karan. So this is how you are giving particular instances or values to a class. That is why whenever you are creating an object, either you are creating object o1, object o2, object o3, you have to give values 12, 61, 88. You cannot just leave it like number. Then it's not an object, it's a class only. Now see how this diagram has been created. What was the relationship here? Customer has more than one order. Customer has more than one order. That is why, and iska reverse kya tha? What was the reverse? Order will have exactly one customer. One order will have only one customer. So it's like this. If this is a customer class, then a customer can have multiple orders. Customer can have multiple orders. This is what is meant by this star, that a customer can have multiple orders. But a order, but a order will have only one customer. A order will have only one customer. A order will have only one customer. Means if this is a order, it will have only one customer. It is a order, it will have only one customer. If it is a order, it will have only one customer. So from customer to order, it is one to many, and between and from order to customer, it is one to one. Is this clear to everyone? So that is how this object diagram has been created. A customer can have multiple orders. That is why for the customer class, I have created only one object, that is C. For the customer class, I have created only one object, that is C. But for the order class, I have created three objects, O1, O2, O3. For the customer class, I have created only one object C. But for the order class, this class, I have created three orders. You can create more also, but it's to show that a customer can have more than one order. And then again, same with the help of association, I have defined them. This is level 1, this is level 2. And if you are creating, for example, suppose here nothing is written in the customer, nothing is written, then also it means that it is a instance or a particular object of a class. But you cannot write name like name only here. You cannot just write name here. If you want to write something, you have to write name equals to, and you have to give some value xyz, or you don't write anything also, then also it will mean that this is the object. But you cannot just write the data type like you write in classes. If you are writing something, you have to give value to name also, and if you want, you can give to location also. Depends. Fine. So this is the object for the customer. See, what is the basic difference between class and object diagram? That is also you have to understand. A class diagram to general representation हो गया between different classes. Object diagram means when the object of one class is interacting with object of other classes. This is very important to create an object diagram. For example, suppose there is a student class here and there is a course class here, and I have given the multiplicity as star here, and here I have given multiplicity as 1. It means that student can have multiple courses. Means one object of class student can interact with multiple objects of class course, isn't it? And iska reverse, if you are reading it from here to here, it means course can have exactly one student. Means one object of the class course will interact with only one object of class student. So iska diagram kaise banega? You will Suppose I want to show this, so I will create one object of class student, and it can have multiple interactions with multiple objects. So I will create multiple objects for the class course. Clear? इसमें किसी को डाउट है इतने पार्ट में हाउ दिस हैज कम? अब सपोज इसकी जगह लेट्स चेंज दिस अ बिट. सपोज यहाँ पे देयर वुड हैव बीन स्टार. So how this diagram will change? इन दो लेवल की बात करो. How you will show? This is star. Means customer can have multiple orders. The customer can have multiple orders. This is represented like this. But now you have to show this also, that orders can have multiple customers. Multiple customers have multiple orders. Yeah, you have combined, Kshitish, both of them. Read them separately, then only you can make this diagram. Okay. Now you have to read it from here to here also. And if there is a star here, you will read it like order can have multiple customer. Means in these two steps, you have to show this also, that a order can have multiple customers. So how you can do this? Suppose I take this order object. Now just create two objects for the customer class. Suppose C1 object, and I create C2 object, right? And just represent both of them to this order class. What does this suggesting? That two objects of class student can interact with one object of class order. Means order can have multiple customers, right? So how many blocks of a particular row, how many objects you will create of a class, that depends on the multiplicity. Okay, if I'm talking about one customer can interact with multiple orders, you will create one object for the class customer, and you will create multiple objects for class order. If I'm saying multiple customer classes can order can have multiple customer classes, so you will create one object of class order, and you will create multiple objects of class customer, and then we will show the interaction. Okay. Now the last thing is very simple. This is nothing but the inheritance part, that a order can be normal order or a special order. Okay. And there is no multiplicity represented here. So you will simply relate order, one object order, with the other object for the, suppose, special order. I created one object for special order. I will just show the association between them. There is no multiplicity, so you need not complicate the things. So does there have to be some type of association in order to understand clearly where and which class have multiple objects? हाँ, ये multiplicity से होता है ना, Kshitij. Multiplicity tells you what is multiplicity. Multiplicity is telling you how many objects or how many instances of this class can interact with how many objects of this class. This is what multiplicity is representing. If suppose there is a one-to-one relation, there is a student, there is a class course, and here also the multiplicity is 1, here also the multiplicity is 1. It means you will create one object of class student, and you will create one object of class course, and you will just show the relationship like this. Instead of that, if suppose there is star here, means student can have multiple courses, means one object of class student can interact with multiple objects of class course. So one object of class student can interact with multiple objects of class course. Okay, suppose one is here and star is here. Here is one, here is star. Means one object of class course can interact with multiple students. One object of class course can interact with multiple students. Like this, you have to read it. Basically, multiplicity will tell you how many objects of one class can interact with how many objects of other class. Right? Here, only the special order has been shown, but you can also show the normal order. There is no multiplicity. If you want to show just show it like this, that I will create the object for the normal order and like this. Clear? Any doubts? Anyone? Any doubts? Okay. Now let's see this example. There is a writer class, there is a document class, but there is no multiplicity mentioned. Only single association is mentioned between them. There is no multiplicity. So it can be one to many, one to one, many to many, many to one. It can be anything if no multiplicity is mentioned, right? So this is just one example. It means that one object Ethel, this could be a name, basically name of the writer, can interact with two documents or can have two documents. One can be a draft, other can be a master. Means one object of class writer is interacting with objects of class diagram. It can be other way around also. Yeah, there is no multiplicity mentioned here, so it can be in any direction. Okay, here you can create one document object also, and it can interact with two different writers also. You can create two different writers. Suppose this is many to many, star star, दोनों तरफ star है. So you will create one object of class writer. You will create another object of class writer. You will create one object for document, and you will create another object for document. And I want to show many to many, so I can show it like this. ये भी दोनों से interact कर रहा है, and ये भी दोनों से interact कर रहा है. काम खत्म. Sir, in inheritance we don't have a multiplicity of the order. We don't have a multiplicity of the order will follow while making X. Where? In this diagram you are saying, यहाँ पे there is no multiplicity. No? Inheritance में basically जल्दी multiplicity we don't show because it doesn't make sense, right? What is inheritance basically? You are generalizing these two classes. Inheritance is not that order has two normal classes and two special orders. Generally, you don't give multiplicity in inheritance because that not makes sense. In inheritance क्या है कि order object के दो types है. That is what we have seen in use case diagram also, right? That inheritance is nothing but simply you are giving options. You are giving two options for the order class. That if you are making an object for the order class, it can be a special order. If you are making an object of order class, it can be a normal order also. Okay, so multiplicity doesn't make much sense here. If you write something like this, यहाँ पे star if you are writing, so what does this mean? Order can have multiple normal orders, right? So it's not necessary and doesn't make sense also in inheritance only. Back in association, aggregation, and composition, it makes sense in which way we are reading because these three are direct relationships between two different classes. But inheritance is between a parent class and two child classes or more than two child classes, whatever it is. Clear? Yeah, we will discuss later. This thing we will discuss later. Let's see this example. Okay, tell me this is a class diagram of see object diagram is not what you are going to make in real life also. This was just to show you some examples like particular instances. We have common mechanisms. Let's take this example. Let's take this example. Okay, this is a company structure. This is a class diagram or object diagram? This is a class diagram. Okay, how you will identify object diagrams? Object name will be here. Object name, this symbol, and the class of which the object has been created, and these will be underlined. Then you will know that this is a object. And next thing, not only the data type will be given or the attributes will be given, exactly the values these attributes hold, that will also be given. For example, what will be the value of name while making the object, that will be given. Particular instances will be given. Okay, So this is a class diagram. Basically, there is a company which is having a composition or composite relationship between with two classes, department and office. Okay. So what does this mean? That if you destroy this company, by chance this company gets bankrupt, then automatically this department will be closed and automatically this office will be closed. And if this class is not existing here, will this class exist here? Suppose you are an employee in a company. Okay, you are working in Flipkart. Flipkart got bankrupt, the company closed, and you were working in the software department. So software department also closed. So will you die? अगर ऊपर की दो क्लासेस बंद हो गई, will you die? Will you also die? Tell me. You are an employee. You work in the software department of Flipkart. Flipkart got bankrupt. Department also got closed because of that. What will happen to you? The maximum thing that is going to happen will be this relationship will be closed. This class will not be destroyed. This relationship you were having, that will be removed. What about this headquarter class? If this company has been bankrupt, got closed, this office also got closed, will this headquarter exist? It will not exist. Why? Because this is an inheritance relationship. This is a base class. अगर parent class ही खत्म हो गई, so what will be the use of base class? Okay. So इतना डिटेल में वैसे जाना नहीं था, but I just told you कि एक बार देखना आ जाए how to read the diagrams. Okay. So this is what is meant by composition. अब इसकी जगह अगर यहाँ पे aggregation होता, if this would have been just aggregation, so this would have meant that if company is closed, it will not have any impact on department or office. और ऊपर भी अगर कोई impact नहीं हुआ तो नीचे तो होगा ही नहीं. Fine. Now read the multiplicities. Here it is star. Here it is star. Here it is one dot dot star. Here it is one. Read it. Fast to जल्दी बताओ. Company has many departments. Yes, right. Company has many departments. And also company has many offices also because there is a star. But according to the class diagram, there is no other association of employee with any other class. So can it be possible for a class to exist without any existence of any kind? हाँ मतलब कोई सेंस नहीं बनेगा, खाली एक क्लास ऐसे बना के क्या कर लोगे? दिस विल नॉट मेक सेंस क्षितिज. बट आई वाज जस्ट टेलिंग यू कि अगर ये डिस्ट्रॉय हो जाए तो उसका होगा क्या? दिस क्लास विल नॉट बी डिस्ट्रॉयड. कोई सेंस नहीं बनेगा. दैट्स अ डिफरेंट थिंग. दिस एम्प्लॉय इज नाउ अनएम्प्लॉयड. ही कैन जॉइन अमेजन नाउ. इसकी मर्जी है ना? इट कैन इंटरेक्ट विद अदर क्लासेस बट कोई सेंस नहीं बनेगा. गॉट इट? Company has many offices. Company has many offices. Yes, right. Department has one or more than one employee. Department has one or more than one employee. Okay. Department is managed by one employee. Department is managed by one employee. Yes. Department has multiple office and office has multiple department. Department has multiple offices and office has multiple departments. Yes, right. Department has one or more than one employee. Department has one or more than one employee. Yes, right. But एक चीज तो अभी इधर से तो नहीं पढ़ा किसी ने. एम्प्लॉय टू डिपार्टमेंट भी तो है. Yeah, Monish has said employee has only one department. Where one is written, Monish? Where one is written? One कहाँ लिखा भाई? Yeah, one नहीं है ना. There is no one. There is no multiplicity here. This side. So if you are reading from this to this side, you will read employee manages department. That's it. There is no multiplicity written here, right? There is no one or comma or anything of that sort. You have to be very clear. Just keep this thing in mind. If the association link is like this only, like this, and there is no multiplicity, it can be anything. We have seen with the writer example right now, no? It can be one to one, many to many, any can, it can be anything. So if it's nothing is written here, you will just say that employee manages department, right? Yeah. So this was all about object diagrams, nothing complicated. No? Object and class diagrams. So you got it, na? Object and class diagrams. Now few small things are remaining, like basic theories kind of thing. We will implement this in the lab tomorrow. Any doubts you have? Ask me. Sir, one is written at employee. One is written at employee, right? So this one has to be read from here to here. Means a department has one. There is something wrong here. Why they have written? Acha. See, here basically, see, this is a good example. Here you have two association links. Here you have two association links. One, you have to read it from here to here. That department has one or more than one employee, right? And if you are reading this association link, yes, Raj. And if you are reading this association link, you will read it that department is managed by one employee. Means there is a manager in the department who is from the employee. This is what is meant by this. One employee is managed by one department. Nahi. See, basic rule remains the same. If you are reading this, you have to come from top to bottom here. If you are reading this, you have to come from top to bottom here. These rules remain the same. Here, but two associations have been shown. One left, one right. So if you are reading this left association, you have to read it. Department has one or more than one employee. Ye khatam ho gaya. Now, if you are reading this association, again you have to read it from top to bottom. That department is managed by one employee. मतलब एक डिपार्टमेंट में एक से ज्यादा एम्प्लॉय है, बहुत बढ़िया, लेकिन डिपार्टमेंट को मैनेज सिर्फ एक ही एम्प्लॉय करता है, ये मतलब हुआ सिंपली इसका. एक डिपार्टमेंट में एक से ज्यादा एम्प्लॉय हो सकते हैं, देयर कैन बी मोर देन वन एम्प्लॉय इन अ डिपार्टमेंट, but the person who is going to manage the department will be only one employee. Obviously there is a one manager only, right? He is talking about manager only simply here. Clear? That department is managed by only one employee. Okay, so this was a good example. I didn't look at two associations earlier. So there were two associations here, okay? But the basic rule remains the same. Whatever multiplicity you are reading, you have to come from top to bottom to it. And then you have to read. Department is managed by one employee. Bas is tarah padho, things will be clear. And when you are making the class diagram, when you will make the class diagram in the lab, read one statement. If the statement is talking about two classes, create two classes roughly. Directly star UML पे start मत हो जाओ बनाना. अब use case diagram तो was easy, you can directly make. Now the diagrams will start getting complicated. So the best way is first draw it on a paper. Okay, for example, the statement is saying a student can take multiple courses. This is the first line. So you create one class student roughly, you create one class courses, and you show that there is a student can take multiple courses. और यहाँ पे एक takes relationship का नाम भी लिख दो. Try to write relationship names as much as possible, like this takes, this managed by, है ना? जितने ज्यादा relationships you can write, because this is easier to read. अब suppose यहाँ पे managed by नहीं लिखा होता किसी ने, if there would have been no managed by, if there would have been no managed, if this role or relationship name was not written, this would be so difficult to read. That कहना क्या चाहते हो, यहाँ से भी यहाँ आ रहे हो, यहाँ से भी यहाँ आ रहे हो, right? So you have to write relationship names जितना ज्यादा लिख सको. And for every, basically for every association you can write something or the other. ये तो लिख ही सकते हैं. Okay, जो भी verb आ रहा होगा, takes, going, doing something, जो भी verb आ रहा होगा, just write that as a relationship name. Okay, so any doubts? Chalo, thank you. We will meet tomorrow.